At Imperial, our Chaplaincy Multi-Faith Centre works with experiences of faith, spirituality and religion to support your study and research. Our chaplains from the different world faiths are here to support you with reflection on personal and faith issues, developing your spirituality or practicing your faith while at Imperial. What exactly does that mean? This short video will introduce you to the service and tell you a bit more about how we support the Imperial community. Chaplaincy is here for everyone, for all worldviews. Some might be religious and others more philosophically based. We're here for everyone. Anyone can book a one-to-one appointment with our chaplains. They offer support on faith and mental health, work-life balance, or when religious observance clashes with exams, times of bereavement, or when faith issues arise in the curriculum, or any issues that matter to you that you want to think about. You can find out more about our chaplains on our website and you can meet the team. Our chaplains offer a variety of online weekly meditation sessions, including non-religious mindfulness meditation and Buddhist and Christian meditation. The meditation facilitators also offer courses and personal coaching. There's many different ways to get involved. Our Multi-Faith Centre is based in our South Kensington campus. We have 3 multi-faith prayer rooms available for use. As well as being used for prayer or meditation, we welcome everyone in the Imperial community to use our spaces as a calm, quiet and reflective place where you can take a break from your busy life. Imperial College Union have multiple student-led faith societies, which are great communities. Our chaplains support these student faith societies and work with the student interfaith officer to host student faith events, including religious festivals and encouraging discussions. We're here to support you during your time at Imperial, so please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. For more information on how to access our services, visit our website or email us. And you can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with what we're up to.
Hi, welcome to the session today. We're pleased to be here. I'm Andrew Wilson, and this is my colleague, Karuna.
Hi, I'm Karuna. I'm the Buddhist Faith Advisor.
So we're just going to go through a few things to do with chaplaincy today. I really encourage you, if you've got any questions, to pop them into the chat and then we can respond directly. So we can be really interactive today and answer your particular questions or queries. So we're just going to give you a bit of a flavour of what we do and some space to ask those questions. So as the video says, chaplaincy is here to help support students around issues of faith, religion, spirituality, and whether that's something religiously explicit in a religious tradition, or whether that's more philosophically based, or whether it's something very personal and the meanings you find in your life are very personal to you and don't particularly fit in one of the categories of one of the world's great religions. But it's how you find meaning in your life and how that helps you with your studies. That's what chaplaincy is here to help you with. We're going to run through a few of the things that we do today, give you some information about how to get involved. We're going to talk about meditations, interfaith dialogue and support, and one-to-one support that we provide. So I think, Krona, should we just say a little bit more about where we're coming from, our own traditions and how we work together? So you said you're the Buddhist Faith Advisor.
Yes. Yes, so I'm the Buddhist Faith Advisor. And also a generic chaplain, so I see people of different faith as well. I usually run a weekly Friday Buddhist meditation at 1 o'clock during term times, and that lasts about 50 minutes. Most of our meditations are 50 minutes, no more than an hour long, but the courses can be a bit longer. General meditations are 50 minutes long. Besides helping run the programs and the classes, I'm particularly interested in developing interfaith dialogue and building community engagement and in leadership roles among students. So I'm very keen on that one.
So Corona's coming from Buddhist tradition. I'm Christian. I'm Church of England chaplain, and we're working together with other colleagues. Hogetsu, who leads the mindfulness program, she is rooted in a Zen tradition, a Japanese Zen tradition, which is a different form of Buddhism to Corona. We have a Roman Catholic colleague, Father Michael, who's a Jesuit, Jewish chaplain, Rabbi Gavin, and other advisors from different faith communities who are off-site, who we can draw on when we need support and advice. So should we talk about meditation? I suppose that's a good place to be in, because that's a big feature of chaplaincy at Imperial. So you mentioned Buddhist meditation on a Friday.
Yeah. So I think meditation is very popular nowadays because of the demands of life, and of course uni work, very demanding. So meditation is very popular. The good thing is that the chaplaincy can provide a wide range of meditation programs. You know, as you were mentioning about, we have the secular mindfulness on Tuesdays run by our colleague Hogetsu, and I run the Friday meditations, and you run the Christian meditation as well. And we got other programs. But I think meditation is a good way to deal with stresses of life, and it helps with concentration, just sleep, general relaxations, and just have some clarity. So it has been a highlight for us, definitely, like the meditation.
It's also the point where the different traditions kind of meet in the experience, because sitting still, paying attention to sensations that we're having in the body, or emotions that are arising, fears, anxieties, or even happiness and joy that comes when you sit still sometimes, and memories. We might have different frameworks, whether they're religious or non-religious, different religious frameworks, but we're all sharing in a very similar experience and can kind of work with that. And we've been on conferences where we've done a range of different meditations, religious, Christian, and Buddhist, for other chaplains and for other people attending conferences. It's been good to do that. And in Imperial, we're doing different things on different days, so you can choose how you get involved. Could I just want to say a bit about how people find our meditations, because I think we've got I suppose this might be quite good for that webpage. While you put that up, I'll just explain. So our events are focused on the Imperial community, with a few people joining from the Royal College of Art, the Royal College of Music nearby, and sometimes from LSE, because we've got contacts there. So this is our flyer, and you can see the links here on the flyer to the different meditations, and they will take you through to mailing lists. So what we do is we have mailing lists for the different meditations, so you only get the information and the links on Zoom for the particular thing that you're interested in. And this means that we're kind of creating a nice, safe, protected space, community, just as if you were turning up to the chaplaincy in South Kensington and being in a room just with the Imperial community. So you're signing up to a mailing, you'll get a weekly mailing in case the links change. Don't feel obliged to come every week. You're not kind of joining a membership club. It's just a way of us giving you access to a safe space where you can come for meditation. And we try and keep it really personal, as if it's online, as if it's kind of face to face, even though we're all spread out around the world meditating together.
The other good thing about the weekly meditation is that you get to meet other people as well, of similar kind of interests. So it's a really nice place to hear other people's story or questions and interact, because we're living in this isolated time where we are not able to meet and go out. So it's a good time to meet other people, definitely.
Yeah, and we'll provide one-to-one support. So people coming for meditation, it's really easy. It's as easy as breathing, but at the same time, it's not easy to sit on your own and do the exercise. So we provide one-to-one support if people are having kind of trouble or just want a bit of extra input to get started. There's the groups, as Corona said, and you see other people and hear their experience. And we have some courses as well, and different ways of learning about meditation. So there's a lot of support, and you can dip in now, and maybe it'll come It'll be something you get a bit of familiarity with, and then it becomes really important next year, the year after, or you take a course next year, having kind of tried it out a bit. So we're used to helping people into this. Interfaith, should we just talk about that now?
Let's do that.
But send us your questions. We're really happy to respond to those if you've got any questions. But interfaith then. We've been doing quite a bit on this.
Yeah. Interfaith is really interesting because often we don't really know what the other person's beliefs and spirituality is. So I personally find it really interesting when I hear about, for example, my colleagues or other people's story, how their faith or how they practice. For example, last year, just before the Christmas, we had a meeting about how has the COVID impacted our practice of faith or spirituality, and it was really interesting how we adopted new ways and how we being innovative and came up with different ways to practice our own way of practicing spirituality, which is really interesting, which I never really would think about, but it was really interesting to hear from other people because we may be going through similar issues, and it's good to share that. Good to share that with other people.
There were some interesting things there, like students saying how they were involved, students from a Hindu community in London saying because they had their Imperial student digital savvy, they were putting temple worship online really early in the first lockdown. And so they found lots of people from Gujarat where the temples weren't so ready to adapt to online life were coming over digitally, and they found themselves hosting huge events, kind of international ones. It's just a new insight. One of the good things about Imperial is learning from people from very different worldviews, and so we're trying to encourage that, to kind of listen into the story that people are telling and kind of discover for ourselves firsthand something very different that it's possible to get by reading online or reading books, but it's so vivid when you listen to people's stories.
And one of the things that you always talk about, Andrew, is that about how learning about other people's belief and faith and spirituality really enhances our own traditions and our own practice ourselves, which I found it true as well. Talking about it and interacting, discussing with other people, that I begin to deepen my own practice. I look at it from a very different way, which I find it really beneficial to my own nourishment and growth. I feel it. So I think that's one of the highlight, I would say, of engaging in interfaith dialogue or matters. It really nourishes our own individual practice.
Yeah, it's not it can be a bit scary to think I'll spend time with people from a different view to my own, but actually what we're finding and what students find is it's quite illuminating. You learn things about your own tradition as much as you learn about other people's. So that's good. One-to-one support. So much of what we're talking about here is about helping people reflect on their lives and on the events that are happening to them and how they make sense of it. So we offer one-to-one support where we listen, and we're quite interested in using a coaching style, aren't we? That's something we have in common, kind of helping people kind of explore for themselves. So
yeah. I think as chaplains, we are flexible to listen to people's stories and listen and what you need. And I think that's a specialty in being a chaplain, because we sit in silence so much, we meditate and we have this spiritual practice, and I think it's really easy for us to welcome people and listen, and with the coaching to be able to ask good questions, to be able to reflect some of the big questions that we may have. So I definitely recommend people, if you have something that you want to talk about, then it is a good idea to reach out to a chaplain or a counselor or the student services for a one-to-one. It may be just one-off, but if you feel like, okay, I need to talk a bit more, then we can arrange that.
Yeah, and what we're doing with the coaching style is it's a way of saying, what's the subject that you want to explore today, and where do you want to start, and how would you like things to be different, and letting you, the student, kind of direct the conversation, but you're thinking out loud in the presence of somebody else who's listening very carefully, and helping you see what you're seeing. No, I think you're right. It is linked to us. For us, it's linked to the kind of the practice of meditation and that listening in to what's going on for ourselves. And
one of the hashtags is listening ear. We have
listening ear. Yeah, we'd like to think, and this can be for. Usually, people don't need to share great moments of joy and celebration, but sometimes they do. People sort of saying, coming to tell us they handed their PhD in, or their final year papers, and finished their exams. And people that we've got to know, but also we've got space for listening to the stories of bereavement and loss, and there's quite a lot of anxiety around that, and actual direct experience that people have at the moment during the time of the pandemic, and we've developed some remembrance sessions, which we will be doing later on in the term, chance to reflect using poems and silence and meditation. So keep an eye out on the events if you think you'd like support on that, either one-to-one or come to one of the remembrance events.
Yeah, and also we will be able to refer you to other faith societies or that having listened to your initial conversation, we might be able to refer you to the right places or right support in the college. I think there's a lot of information out there, but I think it's important to also being referred to the right places as well.
Yeah. So I was going to say something, it's just gone out of my mind. Normally, when the lockdown is finished, and at some point I'm sure it will finish, we're located in Prince's Gardens. We've moved into number 15, and the prayer rooms are there. But for the time being, please use the online meditations and support that we've got available. I think we're coming to an end. Any last chance for questions? If you want to drop them in the chat, we're just going to pause while you do that. And there's the flyer up there with information. So thanks. There's no questions coming in. So thank you for listening. I hope it's been useful. So Chaplaincy, it's here for you on your experiences of faith, religion, spirituality, whether those are in the great world traditions of religion, or whether your worldview is philosophically based or culturally based, but you want to reflect on it. And we're here to support you during your time at Imperial. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.